can't think of a business where every day is glorious. And no matter how big you are, I think for small businesses, I guess that this story is quite simply that we take responsibility for things that happen to us.
How do we learn? How do we learn from those challenges? Because the challenges are going to come. Les Brown would say they are going to come in a truckload. So don't be afraid. But how do we really use that in our business? I think that is what we're actually spending the time talking about today.
If anyone's thinking, I've made mistakes and what am I going to do, is developing that mindset. It happens. What can I put in place so it may not happen again? What can I learn from it? And I think that's the important thing I want people to take away today is about it provides valuable lessons for us, and not to beat yourself up, but failures, we can turn them into opportunities.
That's powerful. They are called failures, but we can actually turn them into an opportunity. And again, that puts us as a driver's seat. Either we are the one writing the rule and we are the one interpreting the script. So we choose what we do with that. That is powerful.
If you look at what we have to say, really, it is about that falling down that you mentioned, Obehi, and rising constantly. And then I said, let's embrace that, and let's say that is our story. It's how we've got to where we are. It's how we've innovated. It's how we've changed. It's how we've improved. It's how we've learned all our lessons.
Hi, and thank you for checking out this short clip from Obehi Podcast. I'm Obehi Ewanfoh, the host of the Obehi Podcast. This short clip was created from a full episode where we dive deep into this conversation. To see the entire video, all you need to do is to click on the link in the description of this video. Now, while you are there, I want to share something with you quickly. Are you a purpose-driven entrepreneur? Do you want to cut across the noise and attract the right audience, leveraging the power of storytelling? Now, pay attention. I'm currently working on a signature program to help you own your story and stand out for the competition. It's a 5-step journey to help reshape your professional and business narrative so you can drive success and stand out in the competition. And in less than 90 days. The link is what you see on your screen, academy.aclasses.org/story. Now, this is what we have understood. Storytelling is the most powerful instrument that is known to man. And this is what this could mean to you. You could either choose to own your story and leverage it to amplify your message and whatever you represent in this world, or some other person could own that story. The choice is yours. So why not take advantage of your story and use it wherever you are, whether you are in business environment or you are a professional individual who want to be able to build your influence and leave a legacy behind because you represent something. You are owning your story. You are somebody whose story is important. So the choice again is yours. Now let's get started with this short clip.
How am I going to implement things or do things differently for the next time? So if anyone's thinking, I've made mistakes and what am I going to do, is developing that mindset. It happens. What can I put in place so it may not happen again? What can I learn from it? And I think that's the important thing I want people to take away today is about it provides valuable lessons for us, and not to beat yourself up, but failures, we can turn them into opportunities.
That's powerful. They are called failures, but we can actually turn them into an opportunity. And again, that puts us as a driver's seat. Either we are the one writing the rule and we are the one interpreting the script. So we choose what we do with that. That is powerful.
So thanks, gentlemen. Ini, thank you so much. I connect with you and you get me into such beautiful forums worldwide. So here is my story. So I used to be an augmented reality expert, and I used to give my brochures to clients, and they would say, while your domain and while your prototypes are amazing, the documents that you give don't have the same life that your models have. So the question is, every brochure that you give me, every book that you give me sometime or the other goes into the dustbin. So when I say book, it's a small booklet. Now, that was a big challenge, which is true. So any brochure usually goes into the dustbin. So how am I going to put life into it? So what I then did is created a platform where in a book I embed videos, and these videos are dynamic. So when somebody writes a book, there is a huge compromise on what they have in the head versus what they put into the document. It's the fine tuned 1,000 times, and then it comes into the book. But the amount of storytelling that happens behind the book, the written content is amazing. What happens in the author's head is mind blowing, and unfortunately today there is no technology to kind of capture what is in the author's head and put it into this book. So what this booklet does is that it will allow you to create a series of videos, and every time you open the book looks different, fundamentally because the elements have changed based on what you have already consumed. The next part of the content starts loading. Now this was a small question that a few people asked, and then I created this technology. Now what is happening is that all the Tata marathons across the world are adopting this technology. And what happens is, all these days these booklets were a huge waste of asset, resources, and they were killing the green score. But with this, advertising is becoming profitable. Now advertising always is a spend. Now because the booklet is viewed, say by a few thousands of people, every ad slot on every page brings revenue by the hour. So like what I am trying to say is, there will be failure, there will be questions, there will be a lot of challenges coming at you, but how conscious are you to work on those challenges and turn it around and make it a business for yourself? So the options are endless. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for that. I appreciate that. That is so true. It's so true in that in life, it's always up and down. If you go to see the river, it's not just flowing on a straight line. If the water flows on a straight line, it cannot flow. You see that it's always moving. It's always up and down, up and down. So it's just a question of how do we leverage that. I think that is why it was important just now before, as also Tanya was talking about, how do we learn? How do we learn from those challenges? Because the challenges are going to come. Les Brown would say they are going to come in a truckload. So don't be afraid. But how do we really use that in our business? I think that is what we're actually spending the time talking about today. There is nobody with a minimum doubt that those challenges are going to come, because they are going to come.
I think that for sure, we have to, that the failure stories they are the stories of our business, really, right? They've been what we spend most, I can't think of a business where every day is glorious. No matter how big you are. I think for small businesses, I guess that this story is quite simply that we take responsibility for things that happen to us. That's number one. I think Tanya mentioned that in the mindset section, right? When we take responsibility, then everything flows from that, because then now we can start innovating, now we can start learning. I think that's something else that Dres mentioned. Literally, failure is what we're built. We're built on failure. Let's embrace that. And if you look at what we have to say, really, it is about that falling down that you mentioned over here and rising constantly. And then I said, let's embrace that, and let's say that is our story. It's how we've got to where we are. It's how we've innovated. It's how we've changed. It's how we've improved. It's how we've learned all our lessons. So that's the way you sort of make stories. Something that helps us and helps others. But take it from me, your customers, your team will benefit from that. They know that's a story, right? Everyone knows that's a story. So you might as well get into the habit of telling the story that's correct. Now, no one believes this shiny image that we try and portray, because everyone knows it's not true. Everyone here who has a business knows that's not how the world works. There's no point even trying to paint that silly picture, because it's only that picture. It's only for our ego, as was said earlier. Now let's be honest and let's be authentic, and actually tell the truth that people actually will resonate with.
Thank you for checking out this video. Are you getting enough value from it? You see, this video was created for the purpose of adding value to you. So if this video make any sense to you, let me know in the comment section below. I'm interested in understanding what you take away from this video and if it makes sense to you, so we can provide more. And let's return to the video.
Actually make them want to get to know us more, like us more, trust us more, actually do business with us. Hope that answers your question over here.
You did, Eddie. You did powerfully, and I really appreciate that.
There are so many storytelling frameworks, the Pixar story framework, Rags to Riches framework, the Hero framework. While most of these frameworks entertain, there has never been an equivalent of a struggle. There has never been a storytelling framework that captured the imagination of a hero. So the hero fails, learns from life, and then overcomes challenges and builds a fortune, right? So this genetically, psychologically has been embedded into our mind. Now, success is not something that is, there's no onus that you need to get success. It's your own, the onus is on you to try until you reach your purpose. And then it is this hero that gets that kick out of achieving something. So I think minus a failure story, the remaining part becomes very, very insipid. There's no life in it. So that's what I believe. That's why I believe failure stories make a lot of sense.
Thank you so much for that. That is powerful. I can see the agreement you have there with Izu, and I am 100% in agreement too. That if you minus a failure from what is happening to you, it's like taking conflict out of the story. One time we did a room here where we talked about the role of conflict in storytelling, and one person, of course, we're looking at conflict as maybe we are talking of when you go to die. Of course, you go to die sometime in life. That is how life is. In that life is not just a straightforward experience. Life is an experience to start with, but it's not just a straightforward experience. Okay, I already said that before, making an example of the water. So we're going to learn that this is the way it is. So the story actually, it worked like that. Okay, imagine reading a book where everything is just about beautiful. You will drop it, though, because what are you going to learn in it? So it is normal that we have these challenges, but we also need to learn how to leverage it to our own advantage. So it is important that now that we are in the concluding part of the year, we of course take our own roll call, take our what have happened to us, because we have done a lot of things. Believe me.
Were we doing this in this time last year? I don't think we were. I say it's been truly remarkable. And it's all thanks to you and our audience. Thanks to you who've actually made it happen. So this room don't happen without you. I'm truly grateful for all of you. So it's been great learning from you, from our hosts, our co-hosts, and also from Obehi's genius on stuff. So I will always say, please check out his books, because storytelling is such an important part of business. Personally, I do many rooms on storytelling these days. A year ago, I was doing none. All right. This tells you that when you have more than one person doing something, it tells you that there's something in it. There's a need for it, right? I think we need to learn how to tell our stories, and we need to learn how to tell our stories properly. Only by reading books, only by learning from the experts, can we really begin to do what we need to do, which is have, much like you've got products, you need like a catalog of stories to tell at the right time. Now let's learn to write the stories, and then let's learn to tell the stories. That's how we're going to grow our business ultimately. That's how we're going to engage people and really get them to listen to us, trust us, and they want to buy from us. That's my final message over here. You're a star. Thank you so much for making this happen as well.
Oh, thank you so much, Eddie. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. I appreciate you from the depth of my heart. I'm really so happy to have each and every one of you. I see Jasmine, Toja, Kise, Shivaka, each and every beautiful face there. I thank you all for being present here. And of course, let's do this again. January already, actually. We are coming back here again. So this is the moment for us to rejoice, stay with our family and enjoy what we have caught. Now, imagine that we have gone into the forest, we have caught an antelope and we bring it to the house and we share it. We share it with the village because this is a moment for us to enjoy the time together. But of course, we are not going away. We are coming back just now.